Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I'm hoping you're enjoying this wonderful Sunday. It's actually kind of cold here in Michigan but it still seems like a nice enough day out there. It's like, I don't see clouds. It's like the sun's shining. Just getting that Canadian weather pushing down into us because Canada. Tall person, thank you so much. You have my support with your coming out, Monkey. Well, one, thank you for the donation. Two, I came out as a lesbian almost 3 years ago now. And three, this is not about me. This title actually has nothing to do with me this time. That's not clickbait either, you guys. I left Scribe for you. Is Scribble streaming? Don't leave Scribe for me. Go back over there. Go back over there. You can come back over here later. Go watch Scribbles if he's streaming. This is one of the problems with using this service. If I don't specifically go look to see if anybody's streaming, I don't see it because I set it all up over on StreamYards. Oops. Sorry, Scribbles. Tell them I said hey. No, I was on the Twitter machine, and Pat sent me an article. Well, he got my attention in an article called I'm a Lesbian. And... well, it's a stupid article. It's a really, really stupid article. Monkey, I'm disappointed in you. Streaming 8 hours, 18 minutes late. I went to sleep last night, you guys. I was out with the family yesterday, and by family, just me and the lady monkey got some time together. And unfortunately, I overdid things, which means you guys are going to hear me grunting and groaning a lot. And my schedule got a little screwy. I actually went to bed after me and Satsu ended our stream. I played a little more of Code Vein after we got offline to catch up to where he's at, and then I went to bed, laid my ass down, and slept. I didn't sleep real well. I didn't sleep horribly, but I got some sleep. I'll probably take a nap sometime today, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about lesbians. Why y'all distracting me? So the article is actually titled, I'm a lesbian. Why can't I stop giving my number to men? And it's all over the place. This article is all over the place. You know what I didn't do? I didn't send links to this to anyone. Let's see if the usual suspects are up and about or would like to come hang out, and then we'll look at who else might want to. We'll toss there. Oh, it's Sunday. That means it's football day too. I only remember that because I'm tossing a link to Badger. But anyway, there we go. I am a lesbian. Why can't I stop giving my number to men? Recently, I endured a week more cursed than an image of Megyn Kelly smiling. How sweet is that? A week more cursed than an image of Megyn Kelly smiling. 2 men asked for my number, and I gave it to them. Dun, dun, dun. The situation is pretty universally bone-chilling, but I'm a lesbian, which heightens the ungodliness of these moments. Did you hear that? A man asking for a woman's phone number is universally bone-chilling. That's what we're dealing with, y'all. That's what we're dealing with. Don't worry, it gets better. It gets much, much better. I'm trying to figure out how to do this so I can see if anybody... Okay, if anybody does pop into the waiting room, they're going to have to just yell at me in chat because I can't see it right now. Okay, here we are. Look, I have a big gay crush on Harry Styles as much as the next gal, but I don't identify as bisexual. I spent a decade in the closet forcing myself to date men and perform heterosexuality until my early 20s, when I came springing out and proud like a jack in the box. I bet she did. Boom, boom, boom. Drama Dyke. Yeah, fakeless. Hang on. I've already read this one. A lot of times I'll just get the headlines and stuff before we dig in. I've read this one. This is a clusterfuck. It really is. Today I have zero interest in men, even though she just told us she has a gay crush on Harry Styles. It's a woman. Is Harry Styles a chick? What isn't anyway? Zero interest in men except for apparently Harry Styles. I don't enjoy when men flirt with me, and I certainly am not interested in dabbling in heterosexuality. That ship has sailed. And the thought of relapsing. Oh my God. The thought of relapsing sends a shiver down my spine. And yet, within the span of one cursed week, I gave my contact info to two very forward men. Why? Why indeed? Why indeed? Did y'all know you could relapse into heterosexuality? I didn't know that was a thing. Far as, is she a bisexual denier? Maybe, kind of. And she goes well out of her way to explain it as anything but that. It's a weird article. By the way, this is written in Them by Jill Gutowitz. And this was written back in March. I just now looked at the date because I don't care on articles like this. It's not like a timely news story or anything. So why did she give her number out? It's complicated. If I could therapize, fucking therapize. If I could therapize myself, I'd boil it down to a few reasons. The obvious one. Do you guys know what the obvious one is? It is the fear of men. It's that fear of men. She told us how bone chilling it was just a little while ago for any man to ask for a phone number. So remember that, guys. When you're asking for phone numbers, it's a bone chilling experience for women. It is an old article, but I found it interesting and it plagued my SMS. No, dude, you're right. This is an interesting article. It is a very interesting look at this woman's psyche, if nothing else. This bitch goes to, I don't mean to call her a bitch. This lesbian goes to great lengths to explain why she acted like a woman. And I don't mean that to be insensitive or anything. I don't mean that to be like, I know she's a lesbian. No. Let's get on. Let me get to the events themselves. Where were we? The obvious one is the fear of men. I am a femme-leaning lesbian, easily straight passing. Okay, I got to stop right here again. I'm going to do this whole article because this whole article is fucking retarded. But straight passing, doesn't that suggest that there's a right way to be queer looking, to a right gay look? I know some pretty butch women who, I mean, I could see them going down on other women, but who are perfectly straight. I wish they would just determine for us whether or not stereotypes are good. Because somebody just fill me in on that part. Just let me know if we're allowed to stereotype based on what somebody is or not, because it seems to depend. Faithless says no bull dyke bowl cut. Well, that's the thing. When I say that I think of very butch women that like men. I used to work with this one who I thought was a lesbian because she had the dyke spike, wore all the manly clothes and everything. She's just a masculine chick, really masculine chick. She liked dick. Who knew? Anyhow, where are we at? Easily straight passing. There it is. Which means I've come out over and over again every day, or which means I have to come out over and over again every day for the rest of my life to seemingly everyone who demands to know: the doctor, an Uber driver, a bartender, a stranger at a bar, a new friend. Actually, the only ones of those you really need to come out to is your doctor, because sometimes your sexuality can play a role. Although I don't know if that's as true for lesbians as it is for gay men. At the very least, you need to tell them if you're having safe sex. To all of those other people, you don't have to tell them a damn thing about yourself. It often feels like I'm a gatekeeper to my own safety. I can choose to relay information about my sexuality when it comes up, or I can choose to dip back into the closet. Sweetheart, not telling people you're not gay or not telling people you are gay doesn't mean you have to go out there and suck a dick. You don't. You really don't. I mean, if you just want to pretend you're straight, like, do people just come out and ask you all the time, do you suck dick? That seems like a weird way for all these people to, like, you get into an Uber and the guy's like, you want to come up here and suck this? What is happening with you where you're having to tell your Uber driver you're a lesbian? See, this is why I do not advocate small talk. The one of the most annoying parts of life for me is getting my hair cut, because I just want to lay there, get my hair cut. I'll tell them what I want done. They do it, and I walk away. And they always want to chatter, and I don't want to chatter, because that's annoying to me. I don't enjoy that. But that's small talk. What the fuck kind of conversations are you getting into with your Uber driver? Yeah, could you take me to my home? Do you suck a lot of dick at your house? No, I eat pussy there. I mean, anyway. And a stranger at a bar, you're at a fucking never mind. And a new friend. Why wouldn't you want to tell a new friend? How long do you wait before you tell a friend you're gay? I don't know. I'm not gay, so I don't know. I come out straight to my friends as soon as I meet them. Somebody will introduce me. I'm like, hi, I'm Frank. I like to bang chicks. It's how I introduce myself, just so that there's no confusion. Jesus fuck. As a white straight, oh God. Now we're having to deal. I forgot about this line. Sorry, guys. I forgot she drug her race into this. As a white, straight passing woman, I am aware of my privilege and the effect it has on my safety. It's a good thing she's not a black straight passing woman, because then she'd still be. And those Asians, man, those Asians have it the worst. You come out, you go out there and you tell somebody that you're an Asian lesbian, and they're going to force you to build railroads. They really are. Fuck. In Hannah Gatsby's Nanette, of course you'd quote Nanette. The masculine of center comedian tragically retells an account of being violently beaten on the street by homophobic men because she was visibly gay. Visibly gay. Last year, 4 black lesbians were murdered in the same week in the U.S. Being afraid of homophobic men is not only justified, it's smart. Now, this part right here is dirty as fuck. This part is dirty as fuck. Last year, 4 black lesbians were murdered in the same week in the U.S. It's true. It's true. They weren't connected at all. There was no connection between the murders. There's nothing to say that there was that homosexuality played a role in any of them. I mean, there might have been in the 1 or 2, but in the latest of them, this links to a where's it at? I actually have it open still. Huffington Post article. Khalida, I don't know how you say that. Crowley was a 36-year-old behavioral health caseworker and mother of 1 child who lived with her partner in Florida. 2 weeks ago, She became the fourth Black lesbian whose brutal slaying made headlines at the end of December 2017. Wait for it. Wait for it. The murders are not connected, and the cases have yet to make it through the criminal justice system. But they were going to talk about it anyway and tell you how hard it is to be a lesbian. It's hard out here for a pussy licker. That's some dirty shit that you just pulled there. Some very dirty shit you just pulled there. To just put it out there like, look how hard it is to be a lesbian. Do you know how many straight people were killed that week? Or in that month or however long span that was? Do you know how many straight people were killed that week? I bet you it was a shit ton more than those 4 lesbians. Just going by averages, you know. Just going by averages. You mean to tell me people are gonna die? Yeah, I know. 6 minutes. It's a weird thing. Anyway, being afraid of homophobic men is not only justified, it's smart. All right. So she set us up, guys. She set us up. She gave out her number willingly to 2 men, and she's trying to justify why. And her first answer, fear. If she had to therapize herself, her word, not mine, she would say it was because of fear. All right, here we go. Ready? Yet both times I was asked for my number, I didn't feel any immediate sense of danger. I gave it away nonetheless. Yes, you heard that right. If she was therapizing herself, she did it out of fear, even though she felt no danger. This is the kind of stupid shit that's out there in this world that is permeating our society. I'm a lesbian. I don't like the dick. I gave away my phone number and I need a good reason for doing it. I was scared. I mean, I wasn't scared, but I was scared. Red, I think you're closer than you think. Red says she felt flattered. Yeah, she did. And I would go further and say she probably thought about it for a second. But let's get back to her version of events. The first time was at Starbucks while waiting in line for the restroom next to a man who struck up a friendly conversation. Later, he passed by my table and asked for my number. I was caught off guard. Thank you, Angry Illinoisan. Where the white women at? That's right. We need to keep track of them. By the way, we're dealing with a white woman in this article. Common sense white woman reform. And Cryptic, thank you. Per South Park, she should have moved to El Lesbos. Indeed. Excuse me one sec. Sorry, still working on this damn cold, so I will occasionally have to mute so you guys don't have to hear me make noises. Later, he passed by my table and asked for my number. I was caught off guard. It had been ages since a man had asked for my number so boldly out of nowhere, and I felt paralyzed. Like words were pouring out of my mouth without my permission. Before I could even process what was happening, I had given him my Instagram. When he left, I was gobsmacked at what happened, at my response, and how little hesitation I had in giving it to him, even though my head and heart were swirling. My wife is listening and I got yelled at. Is she a white woman? Just asking. Now I want to go back over this. So this is what happens. I just want to make sure you guys she strikes up a conversation in line at the bathroom with this dude at Starbucks. Or he struck up the conversation, whichever. They have a friendly conversation. She goes pee, he goes pee. She goes back to her table. And as he's leaving, he stops by and goes, "Can I have your number?" And she goes, "Here's my Instagram." But But it wasn't out of fear, but she was gobsmacked and paralyzed. She felt paralyzed. Her word, I felt paralyzed. But your mouth was still working as though you hadn't given it permission. This reads like some really, really stupid fanfic. It really does. Like, I was paralyzed and yet doing things. We have a 50 Shades of Grey fan here, I'm betting. I've never understood people who just give their number out to people like that. It's so stupid. Yeah, there's an easy way to do it. Just I don't give out my number. That's I mean, does that get rid of every jerk out there? No, but most people aren't jerks. Most people aren't jerks. A couple of days later, a man started talking to me at a party. He was funny, so we kept talking. I could tell what was happening. I was being friendly, maybe making a new friend, but he thought we had chemistry. Eventually, I decided to cut it off because I didn't want to lead him on, even though speaking to a person isn't leading them on. It is if you honestly have already thought about the fact that you think they're into you. Yes, it is. Stop it, you lying bitch. Anyway, but as I was leaving, he asked. I hesitated this time. What kind of sick, twisted, hetero vibe was I giving off this week? But I felt embarrassed to say that I was gay. Like he would have thought, then why the hell were you talking to me this whole time? So I gave it to him. And that's really sad. Do I even have to make fun of this lady at this point? What kind of sick, twisted, hetero vibe was I giving off this week? Well, sweetheart, you're at a party talking to some guy you don't know. You're to the point where even you're like, ooh, I should probably cut this off because he's going to think I'm flirting with him. Whatever could it be? Whatever could it fucking be? For God's sake. Hang on just a moment, guys. Sorry, I need to take care of something. Why is my computer acting up? Because I love you. There we go. There it is. Okay. Give me just a second again. Yeah, guys. Least professional monkey on the internet. Don't worry. We'll get back to crazy lady, crazy baby. Maybe that's what we'll call her. We'll get back to crazy baby here in a minute. Because I can't believe this. I meant to send Pat the invitation since he was the one who sent this to me. But anyway, so we need to discuss that there. No, just talking to somebody is not leading them on. If at some point you start to realize that they are into you and you don't correct it at that moment, then yeah, that is still leading them on. We had this with that chick who I did a video on her a while ago. God, I don't remember her name, but she was whining that guys always think she's flirting with them. And sorry about that guy. Anyway, in her video, she even says that friends will walk up to her and go, I didn't know you were into him. And she goes, I'm not. I'm just talking to him. Where she was clearly giving off a vibe that everybody, even her, noticed. But she's like, I don't understand why guys always think I want to fuck them. Because you keep acting like you want to fuck them to get their attention.
Yeah, exactly.
How you doing, Pat?
Man.
You can't sit there and judge men for what you know. We'll get into that because that comes up later in the article. Hang on, that comes up a little bit more directly later in the article. So, Pat, we're at the point now. She'd just given out her number to the second guy.
Like it just keeps getting better and better.
It really does, because this is a long treatise on why she's not responsible for her own actions. Straight men often make me feel this way. If we're chatting at a bar or a party and getting along well, and then they find out I'm gay, they immediately stop talking to me like I've lost all worth in their eyes. As a person who dates women, I have literally never stopped talking to a woman after realizing she's straight or uninterested. But straight men do this. There's something totally dehumanizing about a man finding out you're gay, then kicking you to the curb like useless human trash. Here, see, it's still not her fault. Still not her fault. You see, because the only reason she kept talking to him is because if she told him, hey, I'm gay, I'm not interested in having sex with you, he'd have stopped talking to her.
I see, because it's not as I did. That's why he was trying to talk to you. He was trying to hit her up.
Yeah, how about this? How about not going to places where people have hookup culture and talking to guys?
Yeah.
And I highly doubt, sweetheart, that you've ever been on the prowl. You know what I mean? On the prowl. And you're like, 3 fingers into a new chick, and you realize, oh, she's straight, and you're like, well, fuck it, let's just be friends. I wasn't really looking for pussy tonight anyway.
Yeah, shit.
Yes, when guys are out at places where they're expecting to meet women to possibly hook up or even eventually date, yeah, they do tend to shy away from, well, lesbians. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But for her, it's an insult. Like, really? What? I'm not good enough to still try to hit on?
Yeah, we were. Hey, I thought you were looking for a friend. You say he's just a friend. Yeah. So this is anyhow. So let's set this up, okay? Remember, guys. So far, we have, if you don't give your number to men, they're going to kill you. And now, if you don't tell them that you're a lesbian, or if you do tell them you're a lesbian, they're going to be mean to you. They're going to kick you to the curb like trash. I think instead of therapizing herself, she needs to go have somebody else therapize her.
Yeah, man, because
I should have stopped reading when I saw therapize. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bud.
And it's like most of like you said, yeah, when guys, are talking to you and they find out that you're a lesbian, things like that, they're like, well, I got no chance with you, so I'm gonna go to the next person. Unless they're one of those persistent guys where it's like, hey, give me 5 seconds with you, and then you won't be saying that. But those are rare.
Indeed. Sinatra says, I'm sure that does happen, but fellas, having a lesbian as a wingman works. It fucking works. I'll take your word for it. I just, the women's just like me. Where are we at here? Other queer women have had similar experiences. Now, this is where it gets really stupid. Because I want to remind you guys of a couple of facts. When she was asked for her phone number, she did not feel threatened. She was not pressured in any way. They asked, and she just gave it up. Can we agree on those facts? That's what she's told us so far. Okay, so many queer women have had those confrontations too. Multiple women reported that men call the number they gave in front of them to see if it's real, which feels threatening. Then don't give them a number. Don't lie. That's all you have to say. I don't give my phone number out. No. Multiple women. Where are we at? One woman said she gave a fake number. The man tested it and subsequently cornered her, blocking the bar doorway until she gave him a real number, and he had to be escorted out by security. Go to security first. Don't give the real. Why would you give your real number to somebody acting that way? Anyhow, other women said men often physically take their phones out of their hands to enter their information, giving the women no choice.
Really?
Yeah. Look, some guys are assholes, but you know what else? So are some lesbians.
Man.
I'm just going to throw that out there because some lesbians like this one, they're jackasses. Excuse me. I also had people tell me a man that they gave their number to called 15 times or persisted for 3 weeks. Well, you gave him your number. What did you think he was asking for it for? She eventually blocked him and he called from a private number just to tell her she was a bitch. A smattering of others told me that they actually came out to the man, but he persisted, completely ignoring what they had said or acting like their sexuality was a challenge rather than a roadblock. Lane Morgan, a writer, wrote an illuminating thread about this experience. So it's no wonder we're scared of turning men down. But that's not what you did. She just gave us 3 paragraphs of reasons why a woman wouldn't or would give out her phone number, under fear threats and what could go wrong if you do. She told us she wasn't afraid. There was no fear in her. So all of this is nonsense. This is her therapizing herself, trying to make herself feel better because she got horny for some dick.
Yeah, exactly. And now all through that, I'm just like, bitch, you're bisexual. Just own it.
Yeah.
But she's trying to make up excuses like, no, I'm a lesbian. But yeah, you gave your phone number to these 2 guys. Why? Because at one point in your life, you're just like, hey, I want some dick. Oh, no, I'm lesbian.
She had at least wanted to enjoy it a little bit. This is the final one that she gives us. One woman told me something that broke my heart.
Oh, this is what I love right here.
Yeah. Whenever a guy hits on me at the bar, this is a quote from the other woman. Sorry, guys. Quote, whenever a guy hits on me at the bar, I instantly feel validated in a very different way than when women hit on me, she said. When I asked why, already feeling sick to my stomach because I knew why, she elaborated, quote, I've never slept with a man and have limited romantic experience with them. And so, especially in college when I was surrounded by primarily straight girls and gay men, I felt like there was universal experience of dating and sleeping with men I was missing, she wrote. Quote, the validation of being recognized by men comes from feeling like part of this universal experience that everybody but women loving women get to have. Yes, as a woman, you only get to feel dick if you allow a man to dick you.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, I get it. It's like a twisted bout of FOMO. The act of giving your number to a man feels learned, a result of social conditioning. Both times I gave out my info, it felt customary. A man asks a woman for her number, she gives it to him. To be honest, I'm just glad we have phones at all, which sometimes becomes the only thing standing between me and a dangerous situation. I wish like that guy standing at the Starbucks bathroom. If you didn't have a phone, he would have followed you home.
In her mind.
I wish queer women didn't have to deal with these situations. And I want to get better at saying no, but it's just not a matter of being firm. To say that would be to totally negate the queer experience of learning to protect yourself. And that's a lesson, sadly, that we all have to take close to heart. But you didn't say you felt fear.
Thank you.
You just got it. You were happy guys were asking for your number, you delusional twat.
And that's what she hates right there. Guys asking for her number. She got this feeling up inside her like, ooh, guys like me and things like that.
Yes.
But she's trying to convince herself that she's just this lesbian and she's gay and I gotta feel just a woman and things like that. Why do I have this feeling up inside me? Because bitch, you're bisexual. You don't admit it.
She doesn't even necessarily have to be bisexual. I get what you're saying there. But it could just be she enjoyed the attention. which is Faithless had just said. It has to do with her wanting attention. And you know what? It could be that. But she goes through this whole article explaining every reason it's not her fault she gave out her number. While telling us she wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid. Well, then why'd you do it? Why do you keep telling us how afraid you have to be? I think she wanted to suck some dick.
Me too. It's like, she has got that feeling like, dang, I wonder. Like, even if I'm saying that's what I'm wondering. Like, yeah, she says up into her 20s or whatever and things like 20s. That. She was straight. Yeah, she was straight, and then all of a sudden she just turned lesbian and things like that.
Hang on, Pat. She said she forced herself to practice heterosexuality. I just want to make sure we get her words clear. Yes, up until her 20s, she forced herself to practice heterosexuality.
Oh, God.
She forced herself to take that dick, y'all. She's like, all right, go ahead, put it in. I'll try to hold still. No, look, guys, this is the problem with trying to therapize yourself. I can't believe she actually used that. Is that a fucking word? Is therapize actually a fucking word? I've never heard that before.
Oh, I don't know. Is it a plural? Is it a new pronoun?
It's her new. I've been I identify as therapized. I guess, yeah, subject to psychological therapy. All right. Mistherapize herself. This is what's wrong when you therapize yourself. It is incredibly hard to be honest with yourself. It's incredibly hard to be honest with yourself. And in this situation, you liked the attention. And you go around, you sit there and you give yourself every out. Because look, a good lesbian girl, she never want that dick, man. Even though she tells us, she's got that Harry Styles, she's got the gay crush on Harry Styles. If you're a woman who likes a dude, it's not gay. Throwing that out there. You got a little turned on by a dude. It's okay.
No.
Why not just, hey, they were kind of feminine men. Why not go with that lie instead? They both had soft cheekbones. Rather than this bullshit of, I was afraid even though I wasn't afraid.
But I love that last paragraph though, when she talking about the part that broke her heart, where where she talked to other lesbians talking about, like they got more validation when they got hit on by men than it was with in straight women.
Yeah.
I know a lot of lesbian women like that. That they can say right there they can be lesbian, but still, be in a certain way where it's like, damn, a guy actually still hits on me, even though I'm a lesbian.
Well, you have to remember, she's a straight passing lesbian. Harry Styles fine, but not Harry Carey. Yeah, well, he's dead, Sinatra. So unless you're talking about Harry Carey Jr. Or the third, I can't remember which one is the one who became an announcer after Harry. But
and I looked up Harry Styles, and it turns out like he's like a UK singer or something like that.
Yeah, so it's a dude who she wants to bone.
Yeah,
but no, she a lesbian. It's just such nonsense. And what bothers me about it more than anything, it's as dumb as she is. She pushes this fear thing because she brings up 4 lesbian black women were killed in the same week. Yeah, and none of it had anything to do with like a outpouring of anger against gay lesbian black women.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened that in this week, 3 or 4 stories popped up. In the one of them, the lady was killed by. So the lady who was killed was dating the guy's mom, and he actually killed her because he didn't like her daughter. It's a fucked up situation. And as I said, do you know how many straight people get killed in a week? Every week. A
lot.
But I did be scared. Cryptic, thank you. Being lazy, I tried to do super chat, but it keeps giving me errors, and I tried to do it multiple times. I think due to my many jokes, I might be individually censored. Been going on for a month. Damn, Cryptic.
Dang.
Well, here. I'm sorry that that's happening to you, but I'm also happy it's happening to you because that way you're not giving these shitbags who are censoring you money. I appreciate the donation, sir. Thank you so much. So wait, 4 black lesbians happen to be killed, and this is related to her own life because she's a lesbian. And Dante, not just because she's a straight passing white lesbian. So yes, it's all the same. Only the vaginas have changed.
Yeah, in the part where she's talking about, what she feel like every day she goes out, she has to tell everybody how lesbian she is, to the doctor, the lawyer, and all that right there. Like how you said, you ain't got to tell nobody that but your doctor, or if anybody ever asks things like that. But you just automatically just going out there, hey, look at me, I'm queer, I'm lesbian, and all that right there. Who are you trying to validate it to besides yourself?
But the funny part is, she never felt the need to say that to the guy she talked to at the party for several minutes, 20 minutes, hour, however long she talked to him, until she realized, he might think we have something going on here. And even then, she didn't think to tell him. She's telling a random Uber driver, though.
And the guy's just like, where?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said, and the guy's just like, where to?
Yeah, exactly. Like, where you want to go? I'm a lesbian. Hey, bitch, what's wrong with you? I need to know where to take you.
Yeah, but like, I don't know that street.
I don't go down that street.
Oh God. But I said, this looked like something that Monkey and Joe right there. So I sent it to you and I sent it to Polly, and Polly is like, what the? Oh, Monkey's on mute. He must have had to go somewhere.
No, I'm sorry. I was blowing my nose and forgot to unmute it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Thank you again, Cryptic. Only PC super chat goes through, and random times the censor fails. Damn. Well, you and PC don't go together, my friend. You stay as politically incorrect as you want to be. And thank you for the donation. Again, my problem is that she's trying to push this. Lesbians need to be afraid. Lesbians need to be afraid. I did this thing where I made a choice that I had no repercussions at all. And instead of just saying, hey, I kind of like the dude, so I threw him my number. I probably shouldn't have done that. She's like, lesbians are killed. Has nothing to do with what you're saying. And we've seen this so many times lately. I've been on this. Stop bringing up shit. I've just discussed this with the abortion debate many times recently, Pat. It's like, I don't think abortion should be illegal because of rape. Like, do you only mean it in that case? No. Then stop bringing that case up.
Yeah, exactly. Every time they bring up abortion, they want to bring up rape and incest. Like, the rare presents the lower percentages and things like that.
Yeah.
I can understand those right there. If a woman had an abortion between, because of rape and incest and things like that, it's like, I may not like it, but I understand that. It's that big giant number where it's irresponsibility.
Sure.
That gets on my nerves. And those are the ones that are mostly screeching.
And this has been happening over and over and over again. Just if you have a point, stick to your main point. In this case, lady, you wanted a point. You wanted a long, hard, throbbing point. And it's okay. Your faith was shooken in your lesbianism. For just a minute, you weren't quite sure that you liked licking the little man in the canoe. And you thought about maybe being a whore in a bathroom. It's okay. It happens to women sometimes. It doesn't make you a bad lesbian. It just means you got flattered. John Migda, thank you. Can I get an N-word pass, Pat? No. But thank you for the donation. Now, the other story that I saw this morning, Pat, our old friend Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh God, what'd she do this time?
Well, people have started. This is actually, do you remember? You remember Baby Eater?
Yeah, like has she eaten the baby yet?
No, no. But when she was up there, her town hall is actually, she has a new push because you know the Green New Deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she has a whole nother push, a push for a just society. See, she keeps playing on these things with older politicians. You know, the Green New Deal is a play on the New Deal,
Mm-hmm.
and the Just Society is a play on the Great Society. She's going to remake our country, y'all. She's Roosevelt. I don't know if you knew that. Roosevelt used to eat babies. It's what gave him polio. It's a little known fact. He was trying to save the planet and got polio. But she has this new thing called Just Society, and it's 6 pieces of legislation. And I saw an article about this before and what they were, but I didn't pay attention to what they were. But this article was sent, and a Place to Prosper Anywhere Act, this is one of them, would prevent year-over-year rent increases of more than 3% nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
The Embrace Act would allow illegal immigrants to claim the same welfare benefits as U.S. citizens and legal immigrants.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Illegal?
Yes. So we go from rent control to illegals can get, they might as well be citizens at that. The only thing she hasn't done with that is say, okay, and you can vote. Yeah, Dante, hold the fuck on. Yeah, I know. Hang on.
No.
A similar bill, the Mercy in Reentry Act, stops people from being unable to claim benefits if they were convicted of a criminal offense. The Recognized Poverty Act would direct the Department of Health and Human Services to update the federal let me restart that. Would direct the Department of Health and Human Services to update the federal poverty level by taking into account geographic cost variation, costs related to health insurance, work expense for the family, child care needs, and new necessities like internet access.
Oh my God. And as far as that poverty thing, though, man, the persistence just cleaned up parts of LA and Baltimore and things like that for free. And this woman is dumb as a bag of rocks.
Well, she's never met a social program she doesn't like. That's what, and it's because she's not smart. She's a what did she get her degree in? Was it business at BU? A business degree at BU, and then I became a waitress. Oh, so you were real good at your job. And I'm not taking anything against waitresses. I'd trust a waitress over Ocasio-Cortez every day. I want to know her work history. I really do. I want to know how many times people complained about her and how many times she fucked up, because I just can't believe someone this dumb could have been good at her job.
Man.
But she got that BU degree, yo.
Okay. Oh yeah, was there more?
No.
Oh, that was it. Oh my God.
I think there's another piece to it that they didn't mention in that article, but it's the same old same. Hey, guys, hey, she's gonna give you lots of stuff. Don't worry. Yeah, you might end up having to eat dog one day, but it's for the greater good. It's for the greater good. I mean, look how happy everybody in Venezuela is.
That's a eat dog. I feel a cryptic joke right there.
Yeah. No, except for they really were eating. Oh, I mean, I know some Asian cultures do, but yeah, down there in Venezuela, they like ate all the dogs. I couldn't find them anymore.
They eating dog, we eat babies.
Yeah, but we're eating babies out of choice. They were doing it because they had to. The shelves were empty on the supermarket. In the supermarkets, the every other food they could eat, they'd already killed and eaten, and now they're down to like eating wood, I think.
Oh, damn.
Oh yeah, Lady Monkey, I meant to say hi to you earlier. Mwah. Hi, beautiful. She's out there on her computer saying hi to the chat.
I said hi a long time. How'd you miss that, Monkey? Oh Lord, I'm
I
the
didn't.
guest, and
No, I thought I would. I meant to. I kept meaning to say it. You ever do that? You mean to say something, keep meaning to say it, and then you know how it goes, Pat. Look, hey. I'm an old cripple. Leave me alone. Thank you, Cryptic. Hold the fuck on. The bitch said Americans were living off $2 a day jobs. The bitch doesn't realize the world's poverty line. Nobody in America lives off $2 a day. This little commie bitch needs to go eat a Kim Dong Little Willie's dick in North Korea. Yeah. She is a liar. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. I keep calling her a liar, and I don't know that that's true. I think she is just an idiot. I think she is an idiot. The idea that we need to change the poverty line. This is one of those things that people get mad about when I talk about. And we saw a Riley Dennis video. And did you remember when Riley Dennis? Everybody needs a refrigerator. It's a necessity. It's really not. It's really not. It's a pleasant thing to have, and I hope everybody has one. But you can live without them. Tons of people around the world do.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'd have to go to the store every day. Oh my God.
Well, good. Like I said, maybe put some meat on his skinny ass.
And get your fat ass up and walk to the store. Yeah, but internet connection is a vital must. Really?
How?
You think any of those kids living off of UN rations considers internet access a necessity? I wouldn't feel so poor and hungry if only I had access to the internet. Or buy tinned goods. Yeah, you can buy tinned goods. There's plenty of ways to eat without having a refrigerator. People do it all the time when their refrigerators break or when they move into an apartment that doesn't have one.
Yeah, that's when non-perishables come in handy.
Look, I love having my internet access, but it is not in any way a requirement for life. It is a luxury by every fucking definition.
Exactly. The only person that will say that, man, is a crazy ass millennial.
Just a little more internet connection, sir. Then I will be full. Exactly, Var. If only I had 5G, my belly wouldn't grumble. Fucking idiots, man. Hush your mouth. Internet is important. It is important in some regards. It is not important to life. You be nice,
like
woman.
Watching porn.
That's what she's doing out there right now. As she's typing along. You watching porn out there, baby? If you look at the things that classify as poor, do you know one of the standards, and this has been this way, I think, since the 80s, one of the measures of whether or not you're poor, below the poverty line, in fact, is if you have TVs in your house. If you don't have a TV, there's a list of like 12 things, and if you don't have at least 5 of them, you're considered below the poverty line. So it's not even based on actual dollar amounts. And one of them is, or you're considered poor. It's having TVs, having a washer dryer in your house. Things that it's like, no. Angry Illinoisan, thank you. Internet is not. I survived about 5 years in this house without it. And when I did get it, it was worse than monkeys. Well, thank you for the donation. I'm sorry your internet sucked. Because shitty internet sucks. I will give you that. But it's not vital. Pincalo, thank you. Net is only vital to those that always had it. Yeah, and you got to remember, Sandy from the block grew up in a middle-class white neighborhood. When she pretended she didn't know what a garbage disposal was, that was the... somebody should have been allowed to say mean words to her over that shit. I don't want to say slap her because that's a government official and I'll end up on a list. But she pretended, this bitch from a middle-class white neighborhood pretending she has never seen a fucking garbage disposal before. Like, bitch, you didn't grow up in the ghetto. You weren't in government housing. What are you talking about?
No, like
you and everyone in your neighborhood had a fucking garbage disposal. Stop it. I don't really mind the garbage disposal thing. Says check your logic. If you like being lied to, that's cool. She was lying. That's my problem. I don't know what this is.
Like I said, I'll be surprised if she gets reelected again. Out of the whole entire group, I think the only one I'm really expecting to get reelected is Ilhan.
No, they all will. They all come from very strong Democratic seats. It's not like they took over from Republicans. Did any of them actually take a Republican seat?
I don't think they did.
I don't think they did. I know Cortez didn't. She took it from Crowley, who was number 5 in line in the Democratic Party. He was the 5th most powerful Democrat in the House. So, I mean, if she hadn't run against him, he would have still won without ever going to his district. It's just how it is. So unless somebody challenges her in the primary and beats her, then yeah, she's got it easily. I know there is a Republican running against her and raising a little bit of money, but that woman, I forget her name. She's
the Jamaican.
Yeah, the Jamaican woman. She's getting no press whatsoever. So if she was living in a brownstone in some areas of New York City, she may not have had a garbage disposal. There are areas there where the laws don't allow them because of shit from the 1950s. She lived in the burbs.
Mm-hmm. They try to act like
Monkey Stream. I'm sorry, Far. What did I miss?
But try to act but try to act like she lived in the ghetto or something like that. You know, I came from the bottom, y'all. Yeah, right.
Thank you, Far. In order to survive the upcoming apocalypse, you must become the dingo. Go forth and eat all the babies. That dingo took my baby. You ever hear the story of that, Pat? The dingo lady?
No.
In Australia, these people were out camping, and a dingo stole their baby. A dingo is a canine scavenger asshole dog. Yeah. And for a long time, nobody believed this woman. I believe she went to trial a couple of times and shit for supposedly killing her own child and blaming it on a dingo. And then it turns out, yeah, dingoes will eat your baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it took like, what, 30, 40 years, some shit like that for her to get exonerated on this shit?
Dang. I would have been suing big time. Like, motherfuckers, I told y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, Far says she did go to trial. Yeah, I don't remember all of. I want to. Didn't she go like twice? Didn't it get like turned or thrown out or something once? I can't remember if it did or not. But yeah, the poor chick got just her whole life turned. Her fucking baby got eaten by a dog, and she became a worldwide joke. She didn't make. Trust me, no dingo took her baby. That ain't what the science says now. That dingo meme is old as shit. It is. I mean, God, that's from when did that happen? The 70s? Yeah, it was. Yeah, her whole life was just fucking destroyed.
Yeah, but besides that crazy thing right there, like I said, what else I was seeing on Twitter? Like I forgot what that lady name was, but she was talking about the whole Joker thing right there, and she had tweeted out something like, "Let me see if I can find it."
That Joker thing is beginning to annoy me.
Man,
look, I have no interest in seeing the movie. The aesthetic of it, I don't like. I just don't like that aesthetic. But I don't want other people not to, or think it's some horrible movie. People are treating this like it's a serial killer training video.
Yeah. Yeah, she went on to say something like, to my 70% of the ticket buyers for the Joker movie were all men and things like that, and trying to make like a big stink about it. So I tweeted back, I'm like, lady, about 85% of people who went to see the Twilight movies were women. And like, did you hear a bunch of guys complain about all you Twilight moms and things like that, swooning over these guys who were supposed to be depicting teenage boys? And then I talking about, don't get me started on 50 Shades of Grey. How many women went to see that? And that was about rape fantasy.
Yeah, bad rape fantasy at that. Hello, Scribbles.
About it. Scribe, what up now? Oh, it's been a long time. Well, where you at?
I don't know if he's there. He's not talking to us. John, thank you so much.
Oh, hello. Sorry, my mic was
muted. There you are. Real quick, over. John, make the one N-word pass from Pat, please. I need it. You may say negated. There's your N-word pass.
I was saying, because I forgot to mute my microphone. Hi, Pat. It's been a long time.
I know, man.
I saw that tweet of yours about the 85% Twilight and all that. So are we talking about Joker, which is a murder simulator?
Yes, real quick. In chat, Far says 50 Shades of Grey is brought up and Scribe appears.
Ta-da!
Well played.
You've conjured me into existence. Yeah, the Joker meme, I don't even understand it. I mean, like Monkey said, he doesn't like the aesthetic of it. And I was like, the very first time I saw the trailer, I was like, that's Taxi Driver. That's right. Dog Day Afternoon. That's any sort of gritty 70s drama, sort of, movie you can think of like that, where you've got an anti-hero, down and out, gritty, dirty city kind of deal. It's nothing new. It's nothing that hasn't already been out there for decades. There are movies out there. I mean, I have it on good authority that a episode of Daredevil from Netflix is more violent than the entirety of the Joker movie, if you want to talk about actually gratuitous violence. So I don't even understand. It's like we saw with everything else. If you like this stuff, you're an evil person. This is a genre that you guys aren't letting us infect with our, I don't know, Puritan values or something. Therefore, it's evil, and anybody who likes it is evil too. Why are you guys spending so much money on this? Why is it being successful? I mean, why isn't Ghostbusters successful when this is? Anyway.
And it's like everything they're saying about the Joker movie, they're saying opposite of the Birds of Prey, that Birds of Prey trailer that's
exactly. Yeah. Women taking their power and blowing shit up with makeup on their faces is good and right, whereas men blowing shit up or just being, I don't know, psychologically scarred with makeup on their faces is a bad thing.
Yeah. Anyway. And the number one thing I'm loving most is the media. Like, damn, like this is a really bad movie. It'll be a damn shame if somebody tried to shoot this thing up. Like, just basically trying to reach out there to any, like white psychopathic person out there who will like use this as an opportunity to like, shoot up the Joker movie, huh? It's like they practically just basically giving them like, yeah, we're going to give you like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, we're going to give you like all this publicity and notoriety and things that.
Yeah. Like, no, it's the IRL version of going to the comment section of a controversial video where someone says, "Oh boy, the comments on this one are sure going to be spicy," or "I can't wait until whatever X demographic gets in here to comment on this video." It's like these outrage opportunists, these outrage cheerleaders. They're just waiting for something to happen so that they can point and say, "Aha, you see, the thing that I said would happen happened. So I'm psychic, and I'm like Chris Cillizza, when it comes to politics. I'm the Chris Cillizza outrage."
I bet you anything he has got like an article just ready, just in case.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
He's just waiting to plug in the name of the theater.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's sort of like how newspapers have pre-written obituaries for like famous celebrities who reach a certain age or something, just in case.
Yes,
you know?
yes, yes.
So I have no doubt there are massacre story templates just waiting to have find replace words in there for location, time, and suspect.
And number dead. You gotta have that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And body count or casualty count the time.
Yeah, and also SDA's in the chat. Hi, SDA.
Hi, SDA.
ASDA.
I want to take a real quick. I want to do something I wasn't able to do in my live stream earlier. No One Nowhere sent out a super chat to my, and I know this is unorthodox to do it over here on your stream, but I got cut off and I feel really bad because the delay on the thing caused me to miss their super chat. So if I can real quick in the thing and the stuff, come on.
No, absolutely. It's good timing because he just popped up in chat.
Yeah. Okay. I want to read it real quick to make up for it because I do feel bad. And No One Nowhere, in response to whether or not people like the stream I just did, whether a familiar with the matter or a panel like this, Sunday Scribbles should at least be a semi-regular thing. So thank you, No One Nowhere. Given the feedback I've gotten so far, I am considering it. So thank you.
They miss us on Sundays, man.
Only because their aim is off.
I know. You know, every time you say that, because that joke pops up on Married with Children like 3 times, and every time there was one of the episodes I watched last night. Peg comes back. Did you miss me? With every bullet so far. I'm like, it's Scribbles. Scribbles is Al Bundy.
Yeah, there's 2 knee-jerk reflex jokes I almost always make. One is, I missed you, or did you miss me, or something like that, only because my aim was off. Or if somebody starts out like they're considering saying something, and they go, so, and I go, a needle pulling thread.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and they're like nervous tics now. I don't even think about it when I say it. It's just, it's on total knee jerk.
Pincalo, thank you so much over on the Streamlabs. The Assassin with Natalie Portman as Jean Reno. The Assassin, that's the one with that little French dude in it.
No, that's the Professional, and it's Jean Reno and Natalie Portman in her first role, I believe. And it was originally called The Professional. And then the foreign version was called Leon. And then the now official name is Leon the Professional. Still one of the best action movies ever. And though the relationship between Leon and Matilda is creepy at best, when you start thinking about the implications of the age and some of the things that go on there that are nothing happens, but there's some weird sort of crush thing implied, at least from Matilda's direction. Little odd, but it's a great movie. And oh my God, Gary Oldman. You want to talk about a villain you love to hate? Oh God, that was my first exposure to Gary Oldman back when I was a kid, and I was still mesmerized.
Pat, you were bringing up that the woman who was tweeting about the Joker mentioned how male the audience was. Isn't that natural for superhero movies, or super villain in this case movies?
Yeah, exactly. Like, because that's what we most like, like action and all that blowing up shit stuff right there,
I wonder
why ladies tend to
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I said why ladies tend to go for the stuff like the Twilights and 50 Shades of Grey and all the romantic things and things like that. We see some we like. Y'all got stuff that y'all like and things like that. Are you surprised that the ticket sales are the way that they are?
Angry Illinoisan, thank you so much, says send everyone. I'm not sure what that's in refer to, but sure.
Oh, and that's a reference to Leon the Professional, where Gary Oldman then turns around to his goon and says, everyone, and it's just one of the best little moments. I was just going to say, you're talking about like Birds of Prey earlier. I mean, if there was a movie, and I'm sure no such thing ever existed prior to this, of a woman who felt broken down or beaten down by society or something, and then turned around to get some kind of gray area to villain-esque type revenge on things for it, I'm sure that too would be seen as something poisonous and awful. I mean, yeah, that wouldn't be something that would be praised as powerful and sort of a statement or anything like that. But you have a man who is broken down and or flawed and or psychologically whatever, and then he goes into evil mode, then that's a problem.
I wonder what the audience breakdown was for Die Hard.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I mean, Bruce Willis did take his shirt off, so probably 50-50.
Still Bruce Willis. I mean, we're not talking Arnold. We're not talking Pat here. We're talking Bruce Willis. He's built like me.
Back then, maybe.
SDA, bye-bye, sweetie.
Bye, SDA.
And Lady Monkey, she doesn't force me to watch women's movies. She likes them because like some of her favorite movies are. She loves Beaches. If you've ever seen that, Steel Magnolias. I've seen both of those movies because of her. I won't watch them again, but she loves them. But we watch like romantic comedies together. I'll openly admit this. One of my favorite movies, 10 Things I Hate About You, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Dates. Those are two movies. 10 days? Is that what it is? 10 days. I can't remember.
Yeah. Wait, so
those are my 10 movies, and they're great.
Yeah, I was just supposed to say your 10 movies. Do you like 10?
I've never seen 10 actually.
No, Bo Derek and
Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur.
Dudley Moore. That's his
Dudley
name.
Moore. Yeah, yes, Arthur. Oh, that guy's life was a sad progression of things. Oh, I'm not going to get into it, but there's a little documentary you can look up on Dudley Moore and both his career and his steady decline and eventual sad story.
So see, I watch probably as many girly movies as Lady Monkey does.
Mm-hmm.
But like Lady Monkey used to watch Running Scared with me all the time. Love that movie.
Love Running Scared. Man.
Running Scared was, if you guys have never seen, didn't we do a movie you should have watched on Running Scared?
One of our earliest ones. Yeah.
It's 10 Things is Shit Shakespeare. No. There's a lot of Shakespeare that's been updated that you'll never even notice. But 10 Things was one that was a great, because even the name rhymes. There's 10 Things that I Hate About You is The Taming of the Shrew.
Right.
But like Lion King absolutely is.
Oh, Hamlet.
Hamlet.
Absolutely is.
One of the best adaptations is just called, I mean, blatantly enough, Richard III, except it's Ian McKellen, and the entire aesthetic to the film is set in sort of this World War II fascist sort of aesthetic. Mm-hmm. And the equipment, the costumes, everything makes you think you're in like a World War II era, and it's brilliant. It's great.
Yeah, Lady Monkey just said, I love Steel Magnolias. It was an okay movie. It really was. It's just not one that I would seek out. Tom Skerritt, is that how you say his name?
Tom Skerritt?
Skerritt, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Skerritt.
He was funny as hell in that movie. There's really good performances in it, but it is a fucking heartbreaking movie. I don't know why women like to have their hearts broken in movies. I want to see something awesome.
Aww.
I want to see something awesome like the bad guy fall out of a window at Nakatomi Plaza. That's the end of my favorite kind of movie.
Do you remember? Yeah. Do you remember the end of The Dirty Dozen when they threw the grenades down the ventilation shaft and everybody died? Oh, it's so beautiful. And I'm totally stealing that from Sleepless in Seattle when they made that same joke. The women in the room are crying over something in the movie, and then the guys turn to each other and like, remember when Telly Savalas got shot up?
Oh, yeah. Back to the main premise of what we're talking about here, though. If anybody shoots up a movie or shoots up the Joker, it's not because of the movie The Joker, it's because they're fucking lunatics.
Yeah,
the same as if they would have shot up 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, because the media's given them some kind of weird quasi-incentive to become famous over something that they're hoping will happen effectively. It's crazy.
Telling them.
And how many weeks have we had of them cheering this on? The media out there being cheerleaders for murder. And just, it's because of the movie. Like, it hasn't even fucking come out yet. And it's all because of what happened at The Dark Knight.
Yeah, Aurora. Yeah, which
had nothing to
do with the Joker. Everybody still believes that's the case just because his hair was dyed red, even though that has nothing to do with the Joker. You know where that first comment came from? So the Aurora, Aurora, Colorado was where the crime took place, right?
Right.
The first sourced notion from a law enforcement person who said that the guy did it because he thought he was the Joker or on behalf of the Joker was a police captain or something in New York. And the media ran with it. And to this day, it makes absolutely no sense. But because that one guy who had nothing to do with the investigation made that comment, it just went all over and, rumor heard around the world kind of thing.
Angry Illinoisan says, I'm one of those people that could take Shakespeare all day. Depends on the Shakespeare, but Mel Gibson's Hamlet, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That was such a good, and it's hard to find these days. You'll find actual British people doing it in movies if you go look for it. If you look for the Hamlet movie, it's hard to find the Mel Gibson one, or at least last time I checked. Fucking ruined it for everyone. Oh, you're talking about the New York cop? Yeah. Monkey, I'd rather they cheer for murder and not communism. No, how about neither of those?
Yeah, man. Let's not trade bad things.
Oh man. Okay. I wanted to talk about this last night, but I was so out of it. So I'm glad you're here, Scribbles.
Uh-oh.
One of the things that I did want to talk about was this, that we had another story come out about how women can't find good men.
Oh, I think I saw someone had tweeted a screen cap of it or something. Yeah.
And it's from the New York Times, so I can't read the entire article because I don't subscribe to them. But basically what they're saying is that educated women can't find men who are educated and making money.
Right.
Real quick, over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Pincalo, who says, I watched Victoria stab Victor, Young and the Restless, in the hand with a giant pair of fabric scissors when I was 10. That was more violent than almost any movie I have ever seen. Look, soap operas will teach you some bad things. It is amazing how many soap opera couples started out with rape.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't one of them marry the rapist?
Several of them have, yes. They end up marrying their rape. It turns out to be love. Love at first, no. The first time I saw it, it was on because in my family, and I believe it was the same for Lady Monkey's family, was Days of Our Lives. And there was this dude who raped this chick, and then eventually she fell in love with somebody else, but then she found her way back to him for a while. I'm like, he raped you. The fuck? Anyhow. So, yes, women are having trouble finding eligible men. And eligible seems to be defined as have money.
Yeah.
Isn't that sexist?
Well, I don't know if it's sexist necessarily. You want to find a partner with money, but it certainly is classist.
But to suggest women are out there just looking for money.
Oh, that their only metric for a worthy mate is financial ability. Yeah, I suppose that's true too. That all women are gold diggers in their heart of hearts.
And look, we know that's not true because my wife, who was in chat, she can back this up. She married a poor motherfucker. You should have held out with better standards, honey. That's what happens when. This is why I tell you guys, man. You can tell a joke, panties will drop. Ask Lady Monkey. There's a reason she married a poor man because I can make her laugh. Laughed her right out of them panties, y'all. And she's gonna hit me now. Domestic abuse is about to happen.
Hopefully, with her panties, she'll hit you.
I hope so, but she knows I'll take them and wear them on my head, which is apparently disrespectful. I was told that once, that wearing panties on my head was disrespectful.
I thought it was part of a ceremony in the basement of a frat.
I've seen that as well, but she was like, "Don't do that." Like, all right, I thought it was funny.
Yeah,
I never tried wearing.
How many
a bra
times
on my head.
Everybody have been undemand as a child.
Oh man! So yeah, now you guys know why she likes pinching my nipples so much.
Because she's a complete sadist, is why.
I train my girls to be gold diggers. Don't ever date a broke guy like me, says Ginger Power. By the way, happy birthday. Yeah, we sang to you last night because it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my
Happy
God.
birthday, dear Ginger Power. Happy birthday to you. Is
Really,
Ginger
we're doing
Power
this
one of the
now?
Power Rangers?
No, but I suppose you could do some fan fiction.
Huh. Lady Monkey said, yeah, that's how that happened. Look, I have the microphone. I get to tell the stories. See, whatever I say is what happened. That is it. For the record, it is how I remember it. I know Ginger Power's a dude.
Yeah, we determined that last night, I think.
And for the record, I remembered it half a second after I said she. And I was like, oh shit, now I can't remember. I'm a Marine, not a Ranger. There you go. Power Marine. Hi, Weebs. How you doing, sweetie? Ooh,
Weebs
wait, no,
in the
I go ahead, Pat. I'm sorry.
No, I said Weebo in the chat.
Yep. She was just there a minute ago. We talked about this on yesterday's show, but I was curious about other people's opinions of this too. I'm not going to ask women because I don't care. But we've talked many times about whether or not women see money as a good thing in men. And things like this just seem to reiterate that fact.
I think you mean a necessary component in a mate, maybe.
Not necessarily even necessary in a mate, but a preferable in a mate.
Sure. Well, I mean,
they'll lower their standards just like we will, but
well, I mean, is it okay? So let's credit where credit is due for a minute. The instinct to find a successful mate is someone who can provide, right? I mean, that's been going. Okay.
1 second. Johnny Hellcat over on Streamlabs. Thank you. My mom and aunt had a traditional women's movie day when I was younger, and I was forced to participate. I got out of watching Beaches by asking if the lady had died yet. Spoiler alert. If I'd known that that would have worked sooner. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those spoiler alerts.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. You were saying, Scribe. I'm sorry.
So the idea that you find someone to be with who can take care of themselves and conceivably you is not inherently a bad thing. Because if you're thinking about the long term, you want somebody who's going to be able to provide. I mean, just being pragmatic. So I can't blame anybody for at least not having that somewhere in some capacity as a metric by which they'll measure a potential mate. Is it the one and only important thing? I guess that depends on the person. But I don't begrudge somebody looking for someone who, like I say, is at least self-sustaining, let's say.
Well, no, but here's the thing. I think that's something women look for far more than men. Like, and we've seen it. And yes, they're polls, but when people talk about their ideal mate, men tend to talk about what we would call superficial things. Mm-hmm. You know, their height, the right height, the right body shape, beautiful face, blonde, brunette, redhead, whatever. Where women tend to look more for stable job. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's a bad thing to recognize that, but no. I do wonder. I mean, it is going to be an interesting thing going forward as more women are educated, mm-hmm. and now you have an equal number of educated and educated men and women, but educated women are competing against non-educated women for those educated men. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's necessarily that these articles that everybody's getting bent out of shape over are actually wrong. I think they actually have a point, because women don't seem to be willing, especially when it comes financially, to lower that standard.
Okay, so as women become more financially independent as the norm, mm-hmm. they care even more about men with money? Because you'd think it'd be the opposite around, because then since they don't have to concern themselves as much with, am I going to be able to support myself and or can I find somebody to support me? You'd think they'd switch their concerns over to more superficial things in men rather than focusing on money as previous.
You would think that, but women are smarter than us.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'll
what I
just
mean
go
is
now.
the what seems to be happening is that women come away with it with the idea that I can take care of myself now.
Mhm.
I'm not taking care of somebody else. Where men are like, you don't have a job? Yeah, come on, I'll still date you. That's no big deal. We'll build a life together, and you can be my trophy wife, kind of thing. My next marriage will be for money. I knew she was trying to kill me.
So financial independence kills the nurturing instinct in women, but doesn't kill the reflex to find a provider.
Say that again.
So I don't have to take care of someone, is what you said, right? Like, because I
don't want to take care of someone.
I don't want to take care of someone. Like I said, okay,
Yeah.
so like I say, the nurturing reflex to take care of someone, etc., it kind of disappears when they become financially independent.
No, not the whole nurturing instinct. Nurturing, as in, nurturing is more like, oh, you broke your arm. Are you okay, sweetie? Let me take care of you. Let me nurse you back to health. What they don't want is to have a dude who has no job living on their couch off their money.
Well, they never want that in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, but men don't seem to have that as strong. Very rich men will go out and find some bimbo at a bar and end up marrying him.
Well, I mean, there's a certain amount of masculine pride in being able to cover all the bases by yourself.
Sure.
I mean, without, like, even for myself, if I was able to, and she wanted to, I would want to have a situation where my wife or significant other or whatever didn't have to work. They could work if they wanted to. It's not like we have to stay at home or something, but that the option to not do so would be there, because conceivably I would be successful enough, or at least smart enough with my money, that a 2-income household wouldn't be necessary. That'd be a point of pride more than a point of, necessarily, let's say, reasonability. But there is that instinct, the protector instinct, the hunter-gatherer instinct, the take care of your tribe and protect your own kind of thing.
Wait, has someone checked to make sure this is really Ranting Monkey? Why? Am I being too nice to women? What I did. What I did.
I don't know what you do.
No, and again, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Confirmed Scribe Light will be husband number 2.
Well, on the several occasions now that I've ended up being either the other man or the alternate man, I hope I've broken that trend at this point, but who knows what the future will bring.
Look, sweetie, you could do a lot worse than him as number 2. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, number 2? Gross.
That's yeah.
So long as I say the side.
Go ahead, Pat. I'm so sorry.
I said, so long as I say the side, that's why I'm keeping these arms.
There seems to be real outrage about this, which is what's weird to me, because we talked about this before, Scribe, and I don't know if you remember this, but we talked about what happens when women get divorced versus when men get divorced in, say, their late 30s, early 40s, when they tend to be financially set.
Right.
The men tend to get married or remarried where the women don't. The numbers are staggering. It's men, I think it's like 60 or 70% more men get remarried than women. And it all comes down to, from what they've asked these women, they don't want to go out there and marry some young guy who hasn't made a name for himself, hasn't made a career for himself. They don't want to be mommy. Where the guys are like, yeah, I'll pay your bills. You come suck this, I'll pay your bills. The guys just seem to be much more superficial about it. And now you have all these professional women who are competing for professional men with the women who aren't professional, who don't have a college degree or don't have a career. So, yeah. I thought cougars were becoming a thing. Yeah, there's a difference between running out and banging young guys and marrying them. Big difference there. Yeah, they had to just start being hoes at 40 because they couldn't find the guys. They want security. It's not just that they want security, because many of these women are already secure and they have the financial means, especially when you're talking about the divorced 40-year-old types. They have the financial means to where they could set up a house and take care of a guy. I mean, you take care of such a horrible word for this, but you understand what I'm talking about, right? Pay the bills for the household, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They could do it, but they don't want to. They don't want to be sugar daddy.
Idea or notion. So, okay, given how unstable the economy has been in the last decade or so, which is, let's say the last 10 years or so is when a whole bunch of women went from being, teenagers to adults, effectively. Do you think maybe it's the idea of the instability of the economy and the housing crisis, things like that, that make someone who has an established income or is at least making as much as they are to maintain a particular lifestyle? It's just being pragmatic in the end?
That might play a part. I think it's just women. No, and
that's the God of the gaps theory here. It's like, well, there's something wrong, so obviously the answer is just X, whatever it is. There could be any other factors going on.
Hashtag common sense white women reform. Women seem to judge men more based on how they can provide than looks, where men are more like, give me that pretty thing to put on my arm.
Well, God, I certainly hope so, given my looks.
Wanting it all leaves little for anything else. That's a fair way of putting it, I guess. I just think you have this whole new dynamic. I mean, men have been the providers, not even going back to like caveman times. You just talk about in the industrial, since the Industrial Revolution, men go out, they make the paycheck, provide for the family, and it's just been that dynamic. And now you're having that switch over. I wonder if you will see eventually women, a lawyer who goes out to a bar and start picking up young dudes who they take home and make their trophy husband. It could happen.
Probably already does happen to a degree. Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen that much because women.
Yeah, eventually they're going to get tired. Like, God, you got to do something or you got to go.
You forget I've seen you before. You sell yourself way too short, Scribe Light.
I know. I'm just, this is self-deprecation.
Man, I'm not going to lie.
Self-deprecation and trying to avoid arrogance has been one of my mantras over life. Is all.
Are we supposed to avoid arrogance? Nobody told me that. Fuck?
No, that's something that so when you're, and maybe this is just me, when you're picked on a lot by older kids or other kids who think of themselves as hot shit when they're not, but they're just being bullies. And you see those people as the antithesis of the kind of person you want to be. At least in, like I say, my case, I adopted a notion that I never want to be that kind of person. So I made it a priority, sort of, consciously and subconsciously, to avoid things that I saw as risks to becoming full of myself or arrogant or that kind of thing. The problem is that I've taken it to such an extreme subconsciously and reflexively that not only do I try to avoid being arrogant, but I also am very averse to taking a compliment or giving myself any credit on the risk that I'll start buying my own press, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of this good news, bad news psychological thing with me for most of my life, is that in an attempt to not become the kind of person I don't like, I end up keeping myself down as an overcompensation. And there you have is the insight, the Scribe insight of the weekend.
What I just heard is Scribe thinks Monkey's an asshole.
Well, that goes without saying,
Dick.
but no, it's got nothing to do with it. I don't think overconfidence, not overconfidence, or a good level of self-esteem, I don't think is a bad thing. It depends on when you start exerting that to the detriment of others, at the expense of others, to prop yourself up, because that's not confidence at that point. That's arrogance. That's being uncomfortable with yourself and trying to compensate for it by making others feel small.
No, I get you. Because even as I am, you can ask, I'm as confident in real life as I may appear here, just as stuck on myself. But there are people I meet that are arrogant pricks that I just want to punch right in the face. I mean, like, you suck. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, how big is Monkey's ego? It is immeasurable and well earned. Just gonna throw that out there as well. Oh, but it's oh yeah, there's the is it the Wall Street Journal? Is that what it was? Yeah, sorry, it wasn't the New York Times. I said that earlier. It's the Wall Street Journal that has a good man is getting even harder to find. The future of mating looks grim as more educated women compete for fewer eligible men. Now we know, as far as I know, we don't have some great drop off in the number of men that are out there. So eligible becomes the what's the word I'm looking for here?
The term to define.
Yes, the important word there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
the operative word, the significant word. I'm going through my vocabulary. Sorry. My mental
operative is the word I meant.
Okay.
It's the operative word.
Yes.
Men are failing and in despair. Women most affected. Yeah. Well, it's not even that men are failing and in despair. It's just that women are catching up to where men were, and actually they're surpassing us when it comes to college education. Studies are now showing that women, for all the crap we've heard about, women need to get educated, they are more educated than we are now. They're going to college more. They're graduating college at higher rates. They're fine. It's not that men have fallen behind necessarily. Women have just gotten a big boost.
Yeah, all the stuff that they've been complaining that they ain't been getting, they've been getting all of a sudden. Now it sounds like a problem because the men that they're looking for now aren't out there.
Well, they're out there. There's just not enough of them. Oops.
Or they're just not eligible enough. Like I'm saying, what do they qualify as eligible?
Yeah, exactly. We didn't think that one through, did we, ladies?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Statement for immediate release from Stacey Dash.
Uh-oh.
On the evening of Sunday, September 29th, 2019, actress Stacey Dash and her husband had a marital dispute in their Tampa, Florida suburb. Pasco County deputies were dispatched to their residence. No charges were pressed by her husband. However, deputies arrested Mrs. Dash peacefully as a formality. Her husband appeared in court the next day on her behalf, and Miss Dash was released from the Land O'Lakes detention facility. She slipped from their grasp. No further legal action is pending. The marital dispute, while personal and unfortunate, has since been blown out of proportion. An earlier report on TMZ cited her manager telling TMZ that she was attacked by her husband. Both the sources' relationship to Mrs. Dash and the events of the evening were misrepresentative. Miss Dash is a domestic abuse survivor from a previous relationship and is championed for others to speak up against violence.
Mm-hmm.
See, for those of you who don't know, Stacey Dash, I happen to think she's a very beautiful woman. She's a 52-year-old beautiful woman. I like my older women. Lady Monkey's tad older than me as well. She got in trouble, according to the report. She had slapped her husband and she'd pushed him. And when she pushed him, her nails scratched him a little bit. And from the sound at the time, I said, it's like, that doesn't sound like something most people would call the police on. You know what I mean? I think you should. If somebody's hitting you in any manner, yeah, that's fine to call the police. But I feel like her bringing up she's a survivor of domestic violence. That's not the way to go there, sweetie. Who did call the police as faithless? Other people from the place heard them yelling, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like a drunk.
Loud shout.
She did look a little rough in the mugshot.
No, it was early in the morning, I think, so might be forgiven, but either way.
I hate that. She's a domestic violence survivor. So that means she can't ever commit domestic violence?
Well, this is her
No.
lawyer or whatever talking, so there's a little bias there and legalese going on.
That's nonsense. It's nonsense. Look, Stacy, I like you, but shut up. You're cute, but stop beating your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Being cute and a domestic violence survivor doesn't mean you can beat your husband.
No.
Oh,
Still sexy.
dang it.
Cream drummer Ginger Baker dies at 80.
Oh, yeah. The drummer from this band Cream.
I didn't realize anybody even knew who the drummer for Cream was.
Well, now you do.
Now I know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe taught me that.
Mm-hmm. And how?
Oh, my God. Sorry, guys. I'm having a little trouble breathing here.
Well, that's not good. Is Lady Monkey in the house?
No, it's just my asthma acting up with this damn cold I've had. I'll be fine.
All right.
It'll be okay. Why older women will rule the world? The future is female, according to an MIT expert.
Yes.
All right. The current should be female. You guys do realize you outnumber us, right? There's more of you than us. So every time you bitch that there's too many men in Congress, you guys had to put them there. That's why we need some common sense white women reform.
Don't tell them that yet.
I know. Nope, not reading that. Sorry, going through the hashtag, guys, because I haven't done it in a couple of days. I can't remember. Last time I looked at it, I got distracted by all the submissions from the Ass Crack team. You guys are amazing. You send in a lot of fun stuff. Biden snaps at reporter over Ukraine question. Tells media to focus on Trump. They are focused on Trump, but they can look at you too, dumbass.
That story was from a few days back, I think.
It was just linked to me 4 hours ago.
Almost happened again, I guess.
Yeah, the story itself was published 1 day ago. So,
okay.
Well, you know, Scribe, they only have so much to talk about, so stuff gets reiterated
until something new comes up, which will probably be within the next 24 hours if past its prologue.
Let's see. That's the AOC article we read. There's some ass crack stuff. Oh my God. Oh damn.
Damn.
The U.S. jobless rate falls to a 50-year low. Indeed, that's why they are so pushing to impeach Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Scribbles, I know you and I disagree on when we saw the tweets that came out.
Yes.
About the meaning of it. But if you go from before we saw that, before those were requested, before Volker went up there and testified, Nancy announced impeachment based on news reports.
Purportedly, although now there's some indication that there was some pre-conversation between the whistleblower and or their representatives and congressional members before the actual report copies came out. But that's still
specifically, Specifically, it's been reported that Adam Schiff actually instructed the whistleblower on how to file the report.
That is one of the current, and I just want to reiterate, this is just, so far as I know, rumor at this point. It's not verified, but it has always been curious why Nancy would act in such a definitive manner, I should say, over something that was still, as far as anybody else knew at that point, just a rumor.
Yeah.
Rather than, I mean, because if you're going to do an impeachment thing, you'd think at the very least there should be something substantive to act upon, irate bear, before making an announcement like that, especially after all the Russia investigation and all the failed attempts at trying to find an impeachment hook up to that point anyway.
Yeah. So I've said all along that especially the Russia stuff, before we ever saw this one, he's like, they have to get some dirt on him, get him smudged in some manner going into the election. Because Bill Clinton, it's the economy, stupid. Yes. And the economy, for as much as they want it to do horribly right now, it's really not. Now, there's signs that it could. I mean, like, gas prices are getting ridiculous. And that's a really good way to hurt the economy, Mr. President. Just throwing that out there. But, yeah, the most recent report, unemployment is way the hell down. We're doing very well. I think we're at what, 50-year low. So, damn, what is 50 years ago now? What is that? The 80s?
70 years ago?
I was told there would be no math.
69?
Is it 69? Yeah, 69. Damn.
Yeah. Damn.
I don't even know what this is, but I approve. Shio, what do you got there? The hug of forgiveness. Oh God, I don't want to do the racism thing today.
Good luck avoiding that one. It's a day that ends in Y.
It's the same story that was sent over to MSS News and we talked about last night.
Mm-hmm.
The hug of forgiveness for Amber Geiger is not an absolution for America's racism.
Yeah, right.
Nobody fucking said it was. That is the dumbest shit. They keep doing this crap. This thing here that, and you know, Satsu pointed this out. This thing here that nobody's ever said did this, doesn't do that. Like, no shit. Nobody's saying that guy hugging her makes all racism okay. And for the record, you don't have proof of racism in what happened with her. Why would it be an issue?
And like I said last night, we're constantly told that individuals of whatever demographic should not be seen as representatives of their entire demographic or somehow be the wise people who have all the answers or should answer for anything regarding their demographic. And yet in this instance, both the white woman and the black man somehow are meant to be avatars of societal ills coming together or grievances somehow being resolved. Nobody thinks that. The only people that are saying that, like Satsu said last night, are the people that are complain. My brain just broke. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I saw?
Like the people that just want to complain.
Mm-hmm.
And Pat, I am interested. Real quick, Duck Dog, thank you so much. One in the chat, if Viper is cute. You have my one, but I'm doing something here. What I saw with that was a Christian man standing up in ways I don't think most Christians actually support their values.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
This is a man who went and forgave and hugged somebody who killed his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could not make up a more like extreme exercise of the values that are purported to be part of the Christian teachings.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about what the character of Jesus taught, etc., that guy exemplified it, and it is exceedingly unusual, and it is amazing. I mean, when I was watching it live, I choked up, not because of any religious thing, but just because it was so, you just don't see that. You see someone who is like taking all things into consideration, who his brother was, the nature of the crime itself, the obvious remorse on the part of her, and how the circumstances of the crime didn't say anything about maliciousness. Mistake, overreaction, questions not asked, certainly, but nothing about what happened speaks to a malicious intent. And to see someone do that,
Mhm.
no, I mean, don't get me wrong. I wasn't quite sure how to process it. So I can see how yeah, so I understand how people are like confused, but you have to take it on the individual's actions. And that guy truly believes, he practices what he preaches, as shocking and as unnatural as that might be for a lot of us. And I admire that. I don't necessarily would agree with it if I were in the same position, but that's not my place to say. And so for other people to impart and project this, I don't know, like the spirits of racial tensions were somehow visited upon these two in that moment, and now that's supposed to mean something. Who is saying that? Who branded that action as anything other than an individual act of forgiveness, except people who want there to be a problem and this to be somehow not a positive thing?
Yeah, like as soon as that happened and things like that, oh man, Black Twitter just went on a freaking tirade,
Yeah,
all the black opportunities and stuff like that. Oh, look at this coon, and oh my god,
Well,
it was just crazy.
I don't see the racial aspect of what happened there. I said, what I saw is a dude who practiced what he preaches, and that's a powerful thing to see, because like, no fucking way. You killed my brother? And can I hug her? They'd be like, yeah. I would have my hands around her throat. I might even want to do it, but as I got closer, I'd be like, this bitch killed my brother. You know what I mean? I would be the anger.
Mm-hmm.
I have anger in my heart. I don't have the forgiveness that this man did. And that he should be commended for what he did there. We shouldn't be fucking having a race argument over it.
No, exactly. And I'm pretty sure, he was upset, he was angry and things like that. I'm pretty sure, part of that was in him, but then again, like I said, holding on to his values and things like that, having that, what would Jesus do, probably process into his brain, and this is what he came up with. And I understand it myself, because like, if, anybody, kill my family, things like that, I'd be thinking, like somewhat in the way, but it's like holding on to my Christian values, I can understand where he's coming from. So when I saw that, that's when I was like,
And that's a good point, because we see all kinds of examples where people take every opportunity to go, aha, you're not living up to your Christian value. Here's a guy who did. How about we give him props for it? He held on to probably one of the hardest to do. I mean, he's hugging a woman who killed his brother, for fuck's sake, and he's like, I forgive you. Like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we seen like Mike Pence, for example, just as an example? So someone who is as far as I understand, an evangelical Christian, or at least a very hardcore Christian, who's against gay marriage and is homophobic, etc. Because he practices what his religion teaches, but they keep saying, oh, what about the principle of like love thy neighbor, etc., etc. He's being a hypocrite. Okay, like you say, this guy's practicing what he preaches, whether you understand it or not, whether you would do it yourself or not. That's beside the point. And in this instance specifically, he's practicing what he preaches to no one's detriment.
Yeah.
No one was harmed. This was not like cutting off the head of a chicken because you think it's going to avoid a storm. This guy decided in his heart of hearts he could not hold hate against this woman, given what happened and given who his brother was. And it harmed no one. I mean, even if you're not religious, the act alone, absent any religious component, is a pure good all around, even if you don't think she's worthy of it. And that's not your call. That was his decision and his action to take. And I respect it. I admire that guy for a lot of things. Whether or not I would have done it, that's beside the point.
Yeah, and a lot of people were just mad because it's just something that they wouldn't have done.
Mm-hmm. In chat, Faithless says there are legitimate factions vying for a race war and strife. They want nothing to do with people coming together in peace and harmony. I don't disagree with you there. I think there's a lot of that shit. Here's an interesting. I'm not going to read the whole article. Just read the caption here. Bride glues dead dad's ashes into fake nails so he can walk her down the aisle.
I don't know if I would have chosen the nails to make the vehicle of dad's representation, but it's interesting.
He's holding her hand.
You know what it should have been? She should have taken his ashes and had them compressed into a diamond or a crystal of some kind and put that into her ring.
Yeah, that could work.
On her nails is about as temporary as you're gonna get on the whole thing.
Yeah, but it's just him walking her down the aisle. So
I get it.
that's a cute little way to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Zelthor says that's creepy, but also kind of sweet. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it. Like, okay, that's cute. Okay, I get it.
Yes, it's creative.
Faithless, that's horrible. You
Faithless say?
Go sit in the corner. He said, so dad is going to be scratching her husband's back on the wedding night. Oh, go sit in the corner. You know what you did.
Yeah, scratching the husband's back is all those hands will be doing.
God damn it. You have to take this beautiful thing and ruin it.
That's what I said. Should have been a ring.
Oh my God. Oh, okay, yeah. Ring was probably the better way to go. So, is this Lords of the Night? Did I really oversleep? Damn, Satsu swole. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's what it is, you know.
Well, you do have the hoodie on like his avatar
baby
does.
All
So.
the time. It's lifting up Squeetus all the time. They got those arms up now.
Oh, God. Oh, my. Okay, what else we got? We'll be wrapping up here soon, guys. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark. Oh, wow.
What?
I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a Turning Point USA had a Black Leadership Conference that went to the White House yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the Black Leader Summit.
Yeah. A young Black leader at our Turning Point USA White House trip asked real Donald Trump to sign the infamous misprint of Newsweek's election edition, erroneously featuring Madam President.
I saw that, and that was funny.
He winked and signed it right on her face. Right on her forehead, even.
Oh, no, that's sacrilegious.
Oh, that's funny. No, there were a lot of great videos that came out of that. Trump was just in there having a great time, and everybody was there having see, if you want to have a good time, invite Black people. I'm just saying, look, we're having a good time today.
Oh, so never mind.
I'm just
come on, Seth. Come on, Scribe.
Come on, Scribbles. It's okay.
So Monkey doesn't have a good time when it's just me here. Okay.
Oh.
I do. It's just I have a better time.
No. Okay. Shovel tongue.
Look,
no, you can't.
Honkies are boring.
Okay. I appreciate your candor. I'll remember that the next time it's a Scribe and Money show. I will.
We can't dance.
I just won't.
We think
you have no idea about my dancing skills.
Yes, I do. You're white.
What? Racist.
It's not racist.
No.
It's
yes, it is. You just said it.
No.
It's specifically. It's actually explicitly. Oh my God.
That's right. They groove. See, we can't dance. We try, but we can't hear Jimmy.
Hendrix.
Come on, that's White Men Can't Jump. Oh my
God. No, see,
you can't hear Jimmy.
Once 20, 30 years ago or something.
You only saw that once? That's such a great movie.
Well, there's a lot of great movies I've only seen once. You know, like The Usual Suspects. After you've seen it once, trying to watch it again is kind of a waste of time. Sixth Sense, similar thing.
No, and I get that, but White Man Can't Jump is worth watching at least 2 or 3. I've seen all 3 of their movies. Well, I didn't see Money Train more than once, so okay.
Yeah, Money Train.
That wasn't a very good one, but like Wildcats, I've seen that more times than I care to count. That's a football movie with them, so I also have to watch football movies. Damn it, Monkey made me cough up my Mountain Dew. That's your fault. Don't drink during the show.
Yeah, was that the one with Goldie Hawn? Or
yeah, she's the female football coach brought in.
Yeah.
And at the end, they give her the watch because they'd broken hers. Is "Love Your Pussies" or something like that they'd had it etched on it because she called them a bunch of pussies. It's a great movie. You guys should watch it if you haven't seen it. It's probably dated by now. I haven't seen it in years. But yeah, have you ever just even look at stills from those and see how young Woody Harrelson was back in the day?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, just look at like stills from him from Cheers, for God's sake.
Oh sure, yeah.
Oh man.
Meanwhile, Wesley Snipes just looked like he got a different haircut because black.
Yeah. Yeah, avoiding taxes does that to you, I hear.
It will, man. Stay away from the tax man. He makes you old. Look at Willie Nelson. He's actually like 400.
I know, right?
The original is Awesome Monkey. Which one? Money Train? Wildcats was funny. It was Wildcats was a great 80s kind of comedy, man. Back when they would do something like call a bunch of guys pussies. Oh, sorry, guys. Stretch. Let's see. Let's find one more. A hidden 5,400 square foot marijuana growing operation contains 500 cannabis plants was discovered after Italian police opened a door in a shower wall.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, it's a video, so I can't actually watch it. Oh, dude. Okay.
What?
I'm gonna put it in chat so you guys can see it. Yeah, it's in this little shower, and they crack it open, and there's this whole fucking cannabis farm in there.
Nice.
No.
Jesus.
Those guys get really creative sometimes. I remember, I forget where it was, but there was a hidden, back when it was a big deal, a hidden marijuana grow operation.
Mhm.
And it was hidden underneath a garden shed. And it was just this tiny little shed, but the floor of the shed was concrete. But it was actually a concrete slab held up by a forklift in an underground bunker that ran the entire property practically. And so you push this button hidden in the shed, the forklift underneath lowers, and this tiny little concrete platform takes you down into a giant underground warehouse full of pot.
Oh,
and they showed footage of this when the police were going in there. And it was just, I was like, I think I was like 9 or 10 or something. And I just thought it was the coolest fucking thing because I've been watching James Bond movies my entire life. I was like, that's so cool, secret room.
Creative.
I always wanted a secret room in my house. I have no reason for it, but just I think it's cool.
Like Webster has the secret passages in his house. Remember those?
Yeah.
Behind the clock and all that. Yeah.
like Batman. I want a Bat cave. I want to.
Yeah. The man cave.
Good morning, chat Mort, and sadly, good afternoon, because I think we're at 2 hours and 2 minutes, and I'm gonna wrap up here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for the donations. I can't tell you how much I appreciate those. It is humbling that you guys support me the way that you do. Pat, is there anything? I do want to say this too. Just because I say I'm wrapping up doesn't mean the show is ending. If you leave right now and something really funny happens in the next 30 minutes, that's your fault. Just throwing that out there. Pat, is there anything you'd like to shill out today?
I just put my Psycho Rig channel in the chat right there. It's like I'm doing like a little October thing while I'm telling like scary stories all month. So it's like I'm doing that right now. I think the next one is supposed to be coming out around Wednesday. So be look out for that. And I'm trying to do some videos on my Yo Boy Pat channel too, since I ain't did one in about 3 months. But it's like if I get the motivation.
So you're not like completely abandoning your boy Pat?
Oh no. I just said I kind of slowed down from like the politics thing because I've been saying it most on Twitter right there, and it's by the time I get motivated to do a video right there, it's like somebody else has already done it, and I'm just like, I don't feel like doing it right now. But it's like it's still up, I'm still thinking about what I can do. It's like I just kind of slowed down the politics to concentrate on this Psycho Rick channel so I can build up that content and try to build up that channel. But I still got it, and I'm still trying to do something.
Fair enough. Hey, you work most of the week. Are you available for Lords of the Night any nights? Like say a Wednesday or Saturday?
Oh yeah, like because I get most of the weekends off, if not really not needed, and in the evening times. Yep.
Remind me next Saturday and come hang out with us.
All right. Oh.
And before I move on from you, what's your favorite? Do you like scary stuff?
Scary stuff. Oh yeah, man.
What's your favorite?
I grew up in the slash era right there, man. I don't know my scary. Dang, I got so many to choose from.
Okay, what's your favorite scary monster or slasher guy? Because like for me, it's Freddy. I love Freddy.
Man, it has to be it has to be Jason, man, because man, the Friday the 13th, I just live for those.
See, I like Jason and Michael Myers, but they don't talk. Freddy actually gets to, interact, and I hate that they turned him into an actual. He was bad enough; he was a child killer, and then they made him a molester. Like, yeah, my favorite one's a molester. No, but is that him or me? God damn it!
I think it's him.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit, buddy.
Oh, shit. Yeah. All right, how am I now?
You sound okay for the moment. Unless you're talking now.
Oh, I stopped right. All right, how am I doing right now? Am I sounding good?
You sound good, yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, but all saying is like that's what I like about Jason right there. He let his actions speak louder than his words.
That's fair, I suppose. Scribbles, have you ever answered that question?
Who's my favorite horror icon?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's not an. Are you talking specifically slasher films?
Oh, whichever.
So for similar reasons, I've always liked John Carpenter's The Thing and the Body Snatchers from Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I've always liked the idea of the covert villain, the one that is there, the one that has the secret, insidious plan to take over everything, but you can't tell. I mean, it does harken back to, people's fear. I mean, when the 56 Invasion of the Body Snatchers came out, you could make it as an allegory to the Red Scare and communism. When The Thing came out, people sort of retroactively made it sort of an allegory about the AIDS epidemic or just disease in general and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that sort of creeping, insidious force/villain, especially creature or alien creature that is out there and slowly taking everything over. I've always been intrigued by that stuff.
Oh yeah, and if I'm lucky enough, coming June, they got like a little horror fest thing that they'll be having down in Houston. I already got tickets for it. And if I'm lucky enough and it stays on schedule, I'll get to meet Felissa Rose, Amelia Kincaid, and Rob Miller. That's what they got on so far and things like that. They said they're going to be mentioning more, and I'm like, I hope Tony Todd shows up, man, because I really like to meet that dude.
They used a huge amount of lube in The Thing. Alrighty then.
There was a lot of Kiro syrup used, yeah, which isn't really lube so much as just like goop.
Yeah, if you're using Kiro syrup for lube, you're gonna get stuck.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's going to be a very a painful process. Maybe that's your thing. I don't know.
It might start out okay, but you're not going to get much in there. No, I like the ones with the one-liners. Somebody mentioned in chat, Freddy has a ton of one-liners. Chucky is the same way. Mm-hmm. But they did take both of them and make them pretty much caricatures of themselves.
They really had nowhere else to go once they started making them wisecracking cartoon characters. I mean, it's really hard to maintain. Like in the first movie, his little thing, like in Freddy, he was very creepy,
yes.
and it was very new. He didn't usually have the slasher like interact back, and he was being evil. But as they tried to ratchet it up, especially by the time they got to Dream Warriors and Nightmare 3, it just became far. They had to keep outdoing themselves, and then it became a joke. And especially after he grabs the girl, pulls her into the TV, and says, "Prime time, bitch." It's just like,
oh yeah, Dream Warriors.
There's nowhere else to go after that.
I think they could have kept doing it, but if you look into when you get to 4 is where it really starts going downhill.
Oh yeah, Dream Warriors was like the pinnacle of the entire series, and where it was just on the edge of still being evil and entertaining while still being really, really creepy. But 4, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then 5 was just unwatchable.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Dream Child.
Oh, that was horrible.
Dream Child was for Dream Warriors. 4 was the Dream Child. 5 was Freddy's. 5 was Freddy's. 4 was the Dream Master. No. Oh, that's right. Dream Master. That's right. Dream Warriors, Dream Master, Dream Child, or Dream Child, Dream Master. One of the two. And then you had Freddy's Dead, and then you had the New Nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which wasn't horrible. It was better than the ones that had come before it recently.
Yeah,
and then Freddy versus Jason, which was
Yeah.
So stupid, but the fight between them was great.
Yeah, it was all right.
The story itself that plays out through that is just dumb and so badly shot. But I just love Freddy because he was the first one I saw that was a wisecracking sociopath. It was fun. Anyway, I'm so sorry. See, this is why you never leave the show when I say we're wrapping up. Because wrapping up doesn't mean done, people. Scribbles, anything you want to show?
Well, I'll just advertise the live stream I did earlier this morning, which was a live panel discussion commentary. I figured out how to make it work on StreamYard. And I had a lot of fun doing it. It was really like doing a regular video, except without having to go through the scripting process, because my mind really does work that way when I'm watching something live. So check that out. If you guys like that, I might end up doing more of those because that was kind of fun. Other than that, yeah, be sure to check out Pat's channel if you haven't already. I'm sure Monkey will add a link to his channel if he hasn't already.
Yes.
Because I'm a nag like that.
Like subscribe to it. I'm trying to build it up. Hopefully I'm trying to build it up to that silver button status.
There you go. Yep. So, and then you can cry over it on camera.
You say you're sure I'll do that, and I really mean to, but I won't, because
I know.
Turn this off and forget, and that's not a mark on Pat. That's why I make them shill their own shit, because I will forget. And sorry, it's who I am. Love me. I was born this way, Scribe.
Okay, there, Lady Gaga.
Don't make me get my meat suit out.
Ugh, you're wearing it.
I think we're streaming on 2 Cents Plus tonight. I'm fairly certain we are. At 7, we'll be playing some more Code Vein. Tomorrow, we'll have access to the new alpha for 7 Days to Die, so we'll probably be getting back to that soon. I can't wait. I haven't played in a while. Yeah, Alpha 18. And there's a lot of changes, so this is going to be like playing a new game. But we'll kick its ass like we always do. With that, chat, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Pat, thank you for joining me. Scribbles, thank you for joining me. Everybody, enjoy your Sunday, and we'll see you next time.
All right, everybody.
This is where I sing, because I don't know how long it takes